What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis coming to y'all with that instant analysis after watching my Celtics beat the Philadelphia 76ers. This was a must-win game for my Celtics as we're trying to get back into that playoff spot and move up, get on a win streak as we just got Jaylen Brown back from injury, which is important. Didn't have the best or the greatest game tonight, but he did make some plays, tweaked his leg a little bit, but he was able to play through the rest of the game, and he helped, making some shots, being aggressive and making plays for the team. Tatum got off to a little bit of a slow start, then was able to pick it up, ended up getting 20 and 10 tonight. A lot of points, a lot of rebounds, made some tough shots, made some tough threes. A lot of them was contested, a lot of them was shooting over somebody, and he was able to make them. We need him. That's why we're paying him the most money on this team when it comes to long term, and he's supposed to be our guy. He has struggled, hasn't been able to find his game, hasn't been able to find his shot a lot this season, but we need him to step it up. We seen him make an All NBA team. We seen him be a consistent All Star so far in his career, and a lot of people looked at him as a bucket getter. He hasn't been able to do it efficiently. He has the size, he has the body, he has enough athleticism to get a shot off. The jump shot just has to be there. When you're able to handle the ball, when you're able to shoot over most people, when you're able to get switches by setting screens and getting mismatches, you gotta take advantage of it. We see him still struggling to finish in the paint, not really doing good on the floaters, not really doing getting to the basket, finishing strong. He's still struggling of that area. That's the reason why he's been, low from the field. He hasn't finish at the rim that well, and his jump shot just been coming and going. We know Jason Tatum is a guy that can take over a game, a guy that can carry your offense when he's going. But the problem is he takes a lot of tough ones and he settles a lot. And when those shots aren't falling, it looks ugly, and it continues to build up because a lot of them shots isn't rhythm shots. A lot of them shots are difficult shots, and it's really hard to build a dominant game when you're taking hard shots the entire game. Plus, you're not getting to the free throw line. Plus, you're not finishing at the rim when you get there. Plus, you don't even have the mid-range game going either. So he needs to continue to figure out how to attack, how to get better shots, how to get shots within the offense and the flow of the offense, and then things will come to him more easier. The more them easy shots come, the more his confidence will build. The more his confidence will build, the more he can take better shots and make some of the tough ones because mine will be going in the zone type of mentality. And next thing you know, he can raise that field goal percentage to above 42, 43%, which is volume shooting. But he's too young, too smart, too good in his lead to be shooting in his 30s. That's not good for him, especially when a lot of people picked him as a guy that can be having a breakout season this year for the Celtics under Ime, and that just hasn't happened so far. But this was a game that we needed to see from Jason Tatum, especially because Brown didn't have the greatest game tonight. We're not surprised because he missed a lot of time, so it's not really a surprise that he didn't have the greatest game. You look at Jaylen Brown, 3 of 11, 1 of 4 from 3, and only had 9 points, and we were still able to win this game. It was an ugly game. This game was back and forth, very slow paced. A lot of shots from everywhere. Certain guys was able to make a couple shots in a row, but nobody was really able to dominate and take over this game on either side of the court. When you look at the rest of the team, Darren Schroeder made some big shots, hit a couple threes in a couple 2 minute span that really helped us get a little bit of a cushion. Got to the basket, made some key layups that really helped us, stay ahead and not fall too far behind, or kept us having the lead, which they had to come back and score. And then you look at the fact that you had guys like Marcus Smart didn't play well, only 6 points, but he did get 8 assists, and he did have 2 steals, but he was 2 for 7 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3 point line. Really didn't, find his identity, have that Marcus Smart all over the place defensively, impacting the game in multiple ways offensively type of game. But he did set up guys and get guys easy open shots, even if they missed them. You still want that from your point guard, especially because he wasn't out here looking for a shot, which sometimes hurts the team. But he didn't take a lot of shots, which means he didn't hurt us that bad, even if he didn't shoot the ball that well. Robert Williams was solid. You would like to see him more physical. You would like to see him gobble up more boards. but he did stay in that paint and he did score some easy alley oops to get us off to a decent start, which it looked like we was headed for a blowout, but we just slowed down, got a little stagnant, got a little predictable, and the Sixers was able to get back in the game. Al Horford hit some key threes that kept us in games or kept us with a little bit of a lead and never let us get too far behind. Also gobbled up 8 rebounds and had 5 blocks. Really defended Embiid well, made him take shots from the 2 point range and really made him, take tough layups, which helped. He was 0 for 7 at one point in this game, and you can get at lots of help defense trapping, but also how Horford using his body and using his lateral quickness to stay in front of him, and you also can give him credit staying in front of him and making them take contested jumpers, even if they was pull-ups. You'll live with that instead of Embiid beating you up in the paint and getting a lot of free throws, which he had some free throws, but it all wasn't on Al Horford, who only had 4 personal fouls, but he did give you 10 points, and those threes was key in this game. And then you look at guys like Grant Williams hit a three. You look at the fact that Enes Kanter was able to come in and get you 7 rebounds and didn't really do much other than that. And you look at Josh Richardson hit a three, made some easy baskets, was able to be productive in the minutes, gotten some stupid fouls, made some dumb plays, but still has some type of impact on this game. And when you look at Philly, Tobias Harris 4 of 11, 0 for 4 from 3, that just can't happen in this type of game. But Boston has wings that can really stay in front of Tobias and make things tough. And he never can get comfortable. He never can be dominant. And he has problems with guys his size. He usually can dominate slower, smaller guys and really put up numbers. But when he has guys that's mobile that can stay in front of him, he really struggles, especially if he's not hitting his jumper, and he didn't have it tonight. Danny Green hit a big three in the fourth quarter that allowed them to go down by one, but other than that, didn't have a huge impact on this game, either defensively or offensively. Joel Embiid didn't have a dominant game, only 13 points. He was 3 of 17 from the field, only made 1 3, had 14 rebounds. That was defensive, 18 total, which was huge for this team to stay in the game and keep grinding. But overall, didn't look good, didn't look himself, even though he did get to the free throw line 10 times. That was literally the only way he was really scoring outside of a three and a couple mid-range jumpers. Other than that, he wasn't in his jumpers. He didn't dominate the paint, but his team still had an opportunity to win this game, even though him, Tobias, or anybody had a good game outside of Seth Curry. Seth Curry was 7 to 13 from the field, 2 or 3 from three, was real good for them. Also had 6 assists. I feel like they slept on his playmaking, passing up shots, setting up guys, keeping the ball moving, running in transition. Was able to hit 2 of 3 from his 3 point line. Some was tough and difficult ones that he did hit, but he was able to drain them all net, even though he had bigger defenders on him. And he was just able to play within the system. Didn't really try to force up stuff. Didn't really try to play too hard, and that's why he was able to shoot over 50% tonight. And he's just been the perfect guy in his system, a guy that can create his own shot, a guy that can get to the basket, a guy that can hit a floater, a guy that can hit a spot up three, a guy that can hit some contested three, and a guy that can hit shots with range. This has been the ideal two guard for this team because he also is a solid defender out there at the shooting guard position. You also look at Niang, had some key baskets. In this game. Didn't have a huge game, but he did make shots that mattered, including 4 free throws, which he was 4 of 4, and ended up with 12 points, which was better than most starters tonight. And you also look at Milton came in, really helped them stay in the game in the first quarter. In the second quarter, making 2 or 3 from three, hit some floaters, hit some jumpers, and really helped this team stay afloat. And you look at Drummond, 9 rebounds off the bench, but 4 points. We know he's not an offensive dominant guy, but he can contribute with hustle, setting screens, and trying to be physical in that paint. And he was able to do that tonight, as you've seen. Horford and Robert didn't have big games, and Embiid and Drummond did their job at that part, controlling the paint. And you just got to give credit, to the Celtics staying within it. They was leading in this game. They was able to continue have the lead, but this is a game they could have gave away. This is a game they could have blew, but they was able to build a little bit of a cushion in the fourth quarter by hitting some baskets, and Dennis Schroeder hit some, Tatum hit some, and then they was able to basically close it out. They almost blew the game because Schroeder missed an air ball jumper that gave Philly an opportunity to win the game, but they ended up getting a stop and that pretty much sealed the game as Jordan ain't airballed a shot. That could have won them the game because they was only down by one, but he ultimately missed it, and that pretty much sealed the game for the Boston Celtics. But this was a good defensive game. Shots was hard, shots was tough. It was real physical and ugly, but I feel like the Celtics was the better team coming in tonight, and they was able to get the W. That's all that really mattered. You play games to win them. It can be ugly, it can be nasty, it can be frustrating, it can be irritating. It can be a game that you really can't wait to be over if you're a player, but it's a game that you want to win. And the Celtics was able to get the W tonight. We was able to win our second in a row, and we need games like this. All games isn't going to be easy. All games isn't going to be tough. We are not this amazing offensive firepower team, and we're not this great, amazing defensive team. So we can take any win that we can get, and this was a win that we needed, and this is a win that we should have got, especially when you look at how we played throughout tonight. We looked like the better team all night. It just, we still could have lost this game, but we was able to get it done. At the end of the day, a ugly game, a low-scoring game, a slow game, a physical game, but we was able to win this game, and we'll take it. Other than that, hope you guys enjoy your night. Quinn Wade, Basketball Nonsense, signing out. Let me know how y'all felt about the game. Let me know if y'all watched the game. Let me know if y'all enjoyed the game. Let me know if you thought it was a good game, whatever you was feeling about the game. All you gotta do is let me know in the comment section below. I will be heading out. See you guys hopefully tomorrow. Enjoy the night. Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, signing out.